Did Marvel finally come through with something good after not having Captain America be the hit that they kind of wanted? Well, I don't know about that, but I, for one, enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. I even convinced my mom to watch it with me, and she's actually going to watch the whole season. That's a win. And I wrote down what I wanted to say, what I had to say. So, we had 2 episodes. The first episode, I loved the first episode. The first episode, a lot of stuff happened. And if you've seen it, this is not going to be, I'm not going to spoil anything. This is not the type of thing. But if you watched it, the first 15 minutes is like, oh my gosh, like this is really happening right now. Like, of course, you get introduced, you get your characters again, like, oh yes, it's nice to see you. Then all of a sudden, shit just hits the fan. Like, Bullseye comes out of freaking nowhere, starts killing people in the bar. And it's just like, what is this? At first I was like, who is this? I had an idea who it was, and if you watch the 3rd season of Daredevil, you're gonna know who it is too, obviously, especially because of the one dialogue part that he says. That whole scene was crazy. Like, it was so good. I wanted to rewind it, but my mom was watching it with me, so I didn't rewind it, but I ended up watching it later. That scene was good. It kind of made me feel like when you saw Infinity War for the first time and you didn't know what was happening, then all this stuff started happening and you're like, ugh! That is how I felt. That whole scene was amazing. It was honestly one of the best scenes in a Marvel TV show that I've seen from the ones that I watch. I think that one is like the best one. Bullseye comes. He did this cool thing. He killed a fly with a paperclip. A freaking paperclip. And I'm sitting here like, did he just do that? Like, it was just a cool part. Like I said, I don't know who this character is in the comic book, so I honestly don't know anything about it. Like, I know why he's there, what he's trying to do, but I'm just sitting here like, oh, okay, that's nice, I guess. But yeah, Bullseye, do the paperclip, crazy. Now, the whole one shot from downstairs to upstairs, fantastic. I love one shots. I think I said that in my Captain America review. I love one shots. That's like one of my favorite things in the world, because it's like, okay, I can see the action. It's not doing all this crazy stuff. Love that. It was amazing. And then when that fight ends, I thought Daredevil did something and I was so shocked. But then I remembered, oh, that's right, what they did in the 3rd season, you know? So I'm not going to say you need to watch the whole Daredevil show to understand, because my mom didn't watch it, but it would be good to at least watch the 1st and 3rd one, so you can understand certain things that are happening. Like, I explained certain things to her, she was all shocked and everything, but it was good for me to be there to help her. So that's what I think about that. But I thought one character did something to another character, or the roof, and I was like, oh! And I was like, no way. And then what happened. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then we time skipped, and I was sitting there like, really? Really? That, like, really? That's crazy. I was like, that's not real. Then I was like, oh, wow, it's real. Okay. So after, you know, the time skip happens, we get to see everyone's lives and what they've been doing and everything. And I didn't think I'm just going to say Kingpin. It's hard for me to say Fisk. Fisk is, oh my gosh, whatever. Wife, I didn't expect her to come back. I didn't know who was really coming back in the show besides like the main people. But like, we see her again, and I was impressed at what she was doing. I'm like, oh, okay, boss lady, you helping out while your man's been locked up and everything. But then I thought her attitude was weird, you know, and they kind of explain it, and she makes him promise something, and he does, talking about Fisk. And I'm sitting here like, someone else is just going to do it. I'm kind of hoping that happens, but who knows? Who knows? Like I said, we've only got like 2 episodes. I wouldn't know. But I am very excited to see where that's going to go. Hopefully the way I wanted to. I'm really not a big fan of love interest in like superhero things, because I don't know. For me, it doesn't matter because I personally don't think it progresses the story. But I get it. These superheroes have needs. But it's like, there's this new lady that comes in and I'm just like, why? I'm like, Karen's right here. I don't get it. That's kind of like, why? But I get why, but it's like, I don't like it. I don't like when love interest be weird when you're so used to one love interest, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a big fan of change when it comes to TV shows when I'm comfortable in something. And to me, that was like, it wasn't a huge change, but it's like, Karen's right here. You know. My last thing about episode 1, then I'll wrap up my thoughts, is the diner scene. Now, if you already saw the trailer and everything, or you read the clip or saw the clips, you already know what diner scene I'm talking about between Fisk and Matt and everything. It was just the back and forth of talking crap to each other was just, it just made me laugh. I'm like, yes, because you're a dickhead and you're a dickhead. But it's like, they're trying to be, they're not trying to be, you know, Daredevil or Kingpin. They're trying to do better. And it's like, but he's like, I'm still gonna be on, like, on your head. I don't care. Like, you step out of line, I'm going to be there. And I just thought that was crazy. And Fisk sits here, hold on. He sits there and says, one of my favorite quotes, what he said when they were having this discussion: we don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit, or a guy who wears devil horns to save us. That's the fact that he mentioned Spider-Man was just like, oh, you mentioned Spider-Man, so it's kind of like, are we planting certain seeds? It's like, are we gonna see Spider-Man swing around in a cameo or something? Because that'd be cool. But I know Tom Holland's like super busy with everything, so who knows? But him just saying that, I'm just like, dang, you're really talking crap. Okay. But that diner scene and that line, I applaud whoever wrote that, because that was fire. That was good. Wrapping up my thoughts about the first episode. I thought the first episode was really good, solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. We did get to see some new characters. We got to see returning characters. We had a big fight. It was great. Like, shot good. Well, I will say I didn't like some of the backgrounds. It seemed like it was just too much sometimes. And I hope the CG just gets better with the swinging and everything. But other than that, solid 8 out of 10. Great episode. Great start to a new series. Episode 2 was a cool down from the first episode, because we're kind of building more of the stories. We got introduced to more characters. One of the characters is White Tiger. The actor's name, Camar de los Reyes. Hope I said that right. If I didn't, I am sorry. My mom had to tell me this. I didn't realize it. He was Antonio for One Life to Live. So if you ever watch the soap opera One Life to Live, he was the cop. And it's just so sad because I didn't realize he died in 2023. Like, and that made me realize, oh my gosh, they did announce this show like a while ago, and it's just sad he wasn't able to see it. But in One Life to Live, he's a great actor, and I liked him in this. Like, I hope we get more backstory on him and everything, but he gets into trouble, and then Matt takes on his case. And what I like about this episode is that we are more into the lawyer side. Like, yeah, he's not trying to be Daredevil, so yes, we're finally get to see lawyer side. I like lawyer things. That's why I watch Law and Order and all those types of shows. So us being in the courtroom and everything, I'm like, yes, I am down for that. Like, I like this a lot. So that was really cool. I can't wait to see where we go with that, because I think that'll be much more interesting because we're in the courtroom. Like, not saying we weren't in the courtroom in the other show, but we weren't really that much in the courtroom. Also get introduced to this podcaster, BB is her name, but you find out who she's related to, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh. I think the podcaster knows a lot more than what she's letting on, and that makes me worry because you know how Fisk does not like loose ends or people who talk too much. So I hope she makes it out good because she actually is really pretty, and I feel like I'm going to like her character a lot. Other thing I was curious about was why Kingpin does the twitching thing with his hand and everything. I was thinking it had something medically wrong to do with the actor, so I looked it up, and he said that it's actually to communicate his psychological complexity that character has. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And he apparently got the technique from Laurence Olivier from his performance in The Entertainer. So that's why he does the whole like thing. To me, I was like, man, he really wants to just punch that person in the face, or he just wants to kill that person. Like, that's what I was thinking. But I like that he incorporated that with the character. I was just like, why are we doing that? But now I'm glad that I know. Two things that I have. The fight at the end where Daredevil is fighting all the cops, you see one have like the Punisher logo on his wrist, and it's like they're a gang and everything. So that makes me think, oh, so that's how Punisher is going to get introduced, because he's probably going to want to come and kill all of them because they're using his logo, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. I'm excited for when Punisher comes. Like, he's one of my favorite characters, especially this Punisher, because he's so brutal. Kill first, ask questions later. The last thing was the fight between the cops and Matt. There are a lot of cuts. Because I'm like, how do you go from the first episode and it's a one shot and it's a great fight, you see everything, to the second episode and you fight and it's just like cut, punch, cut. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much. Like, it wasn't a bad fight, but it was just a lot of cutting, and I didn't like that at all. Not at all. Not everything needs to be a one shot, but I want to be able to enjoy and see the fight, you know? I give that a 7 out of 10, that episode, but good start so far. I can't wait to watch more. We get it every week at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. I wish it wasn't so late, but whatever. Let me know what you guys thought of Daredevil Born Again. Do you like it so far? Are you going to continue? Or are you just done with Marvel?